In the beginning, we were born. Then we grew. Everything we knew was new.
I know we can show our children a better future, one that we would all understand, one that would join us all together in every part, in every land. Our children deserve a better life, to respect and love one another. Oh, let's do it for the children of tomorrow. Take away all the hurt and sorrow. Let's do it for the children of tomorrow. Give them the guidance to follow. I know we can show our children a better future, one that was right and wrong, a new beginning, a new adventure. Show them the ways to be strong. Our children deserve a better life, to respect and love one another. Let's do it for the children of tomorrow. Take away all the hurt and the sorrow. Let's do it for the children of tomorrow, and give them the guidance to follow, to follow, to follow. Let's do it for the children of tomorrow. Do it for the children, and give them the guidance to light their way. Give them the guidance to light their way. Let's do it for the children of tomorrow, and take away all the hurt and the sorrow. Take it all Let the music unlock your heart. It's time to collaborate. You're part of the family.
It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent BandLab track.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent track. Today on BandLab Plus Coffee, we've got I'm Sorry I Hurt You. It's a beat from the one and only I Am Loneheart. So, without further ado, to the left.
Go wind up, queue up, go wind up, queue up, go wind up, queue up, go wind up, queue up.
Excellent track. I'm Sorry I Hurt You beat by at I Am Loneheart, IAMLONEHEART, out of Lansing, Michigan, in the USA. 50,000 followers. This guy's eating his Wheaties. 1.26 thousand plays, 89 likes, one of which is our own. Just released this one hot off the presses. And here is half the reason we are featuring this track specifically. This is forkable. So if you are a vocalist or an instrumentalist, you need to jump on this. It's already inspired 5 projects. But we're going to take a listen to what it is right now. Here we go. Loneheart is one of the most prolific beat makers on BandLab. You will find a lot. He, Yoda G, Sarah Cleary, they're always making stuff for people to use. Yeah. Listen to all that low-end stuff happening in the background. This melody just gets me. It's perfect for singing or rapping. Incredibly versatile beat. I want to hear like an Usher style voice on this. Maybe a Beyonce style or like an R&B. It's almost like Gerudo Fortress. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. Oh, here's the rise. I like how that's chopped up. And this beautiful melody again. I don't know if that's white noise behind it, or there's something behind it, like a droning bass. That's good for texture too. Yeah. Then we bring in that low end. The kick thumps, but it's not overpowering everything. Yes. Short and sweet, to the point. What a great track, and forkable. 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. Let's go. The first thing I love in this track is 100% the melody line for the chorus, I suppose you'd call it. This right here. Dun, 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 dun. The way that we're chopping up that guitar and using it to create more of a synth, but it still has this familiar guitar sound. There is no denying what that sound is. So whether it's a VST or whether it's a guitar recording, like a loop that was chopped up, treating an instrument as a synth leads to some of the most creative and cool sounds that make people go, oh yeah, I didn't know I needed that. That's pretty cool. And the fact that this is our quote unquote chorus, you know, it's a fresh open beat, so do what you want with it. But the fact that that's our chorus, is so good. One thing I want to mention about this as well, and this is great about arrangements. I don't know, Loneheart, I don't know if you do this on purpose or if this is intuitive after making all these beats, but notice that we are at 29 seconds and we're already at the chorus. So 24 seconds and we're already at the chorus. There is an unspoken rule among a lot of pop artists that if you can start with the chorus, you must, or you do. But if you can't start with the chorus, you'd better be able to get there within 30 seconds of the song. Otherwise, you completely lose the listener because you don't have much more than 30 seconds of their time if they don't know who you are, and sometimes even if they do. So a lot of great pop songs are get to the chorus, you've got 30 seconds, and you better start with it if you can. So that is awesome, and I don't know if it's intuitive or if it's on purpose. Either way, great job on that. The second thing that I love is right after the chorus here, we go into the heavy part of the track. So we have this really great guitar, then we bring in that melody, and then from there, that's when we bring in the real heavy low end after that. Let's get there. It's going to be right in here. Dun dun, dun dun. This B-side chorus or whatever you're going to use it for. The fact that our whole track, a lot of times beat makers are just going to pepper a bass or a kick through a whole track and they're just going to let it go. Dun 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 bum 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 bum. And it's just going to flow through the track, and there's going to be no change, no variation. There's so much variation on the low end in this track. When we start in here, in the background, we have like a broken bass. Whoa. And he uses it for transitions as well, so you can hear it kind of chopped and what. But this broken speaker drone thing for our low end is really cool. And getting in here, we've got the boom, chicka-dum, chicka-dum. And I don't know if that's filtered, but then we open it up. Most beat makers would just throw that rhythm, dum, 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 just through the whole track. But Loneheart has decided, rightfully so, and it shows talent and creativity, to vary the amounts and types of low end throughout the entire track to give you not just a rap beat, but a fully arranged track to work with. And yeah, it's a little under 2 minutes, so let's head to one thing I want more of. If there's one thing I want more of, and I also don't know if this is intentional or not, but when BandLab does things like run contests or consider trending tracks, things like that, most of the time, if you go to their website, it says that one of the rules is track must be 2 minutes. And in pop music today, the typical attention span is 2:30 to 2:45, definitely not more than 3 minutes if it can be helped. I know some of you are rolling your eyes at me because we're used to listening to music longer. I totally get that. As musicians, the same things don't necessarily apply as they do to the general listening ear. But a lot of Loneheart's beats are sub 2 minutes. And I don't know if that is so the beats can't be used for contests or so that it leaves the listener wanting more, because Loneheart his beats are for sale. So you can hit him up if you need a beat and he can make an exclusive one. They're for sale. But the one thing I want more of is, I think if we're going to make stuff this cool for people to fork, it should be at least 2:15 if we don't want to give a fully arranged complete song, which I totally understand because it's a free beat and you got to make a living. But if we're not going to do a 2:30, 2:45, then let's at least hit that 2 minute mark. Give us enough room for a verse, chorus, verse, chorus, chorus, chorus. I mean, if we're going to do it that way, or if you're a rapper, verse, hook, verse, hook, verse, whatever the arrangement may be. But I think if there's one thing I want more of, it's something that's not sub 2 minutes for such a cool track. Can't wait to see what everyone does with these forked revisions. Make sure you tag me in them. I want to hear them. So if you do choose to fork a revision, tag me. Go on over to BandLab and follow I Am Loneheart if you want more beats like this and more beats in general. This guy is always pumping out great content for you to utilize in your art. And don't forget, you should also follow DJ Tatious on BandLab, YouTube, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. Thanks so much again for waking up, winding up, and queuing up with me on this track, and for bringing your coffee. I hope you have a safe and wonderful day. See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. That's right. I'm DJ Tatious, and we're back with another excellent BandLab track. So it means it's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up. Thanks for joining me, because today we've got SadBoi, OfficialSadBoi, with Better Off Dead. How emo. And if you don't know, now you know. I love me a good emo track. So without further ado, let's head to the left.
Got point up, keep up, got point up, keep up, got point up, keep up, got point up, keep up.
Excellent track. Over here on the lab, we've got Better Off Dead by SadBoi at OfficialSadBoi. That's at OfficialSadBoi. The song was released on October 21st, 2023, and we're repping 2.17 thousand followers. We've got 572 streams and 48 likes, soon to be including one of our own, I'm sure. The description is a bunch of hashtags, but I got a good feeling about this. You know why? Because he went ahead and added the lyrics for us. So let's get to it.
It's 4:15 in the morning. Thinking about the times that we had, this kind of bond. The conversations would be dry, not gonna lie, it had me snoring. But the thoughts inside
Nice.
my mind, yeah, it's raining, it's pouring.
Good wordplay
Why
here.
did we have to go outside? We never was official, so I guess I'm kinda glad. Cause I know deep down, the future's looking kinda down. And you know deep down, I'm just way better than you. It's starting.
Nice filtered backing there. Really soaring chorus. Would I dare to assume that I'm better off dead?
Did I take all my medication? I be so lost in my mind, overwhelmed with relationships.
Great
I'm staying
cadence.
attracted to somebody, but it's like a sinking ship. I think I'm ready, but I'm not. I'm so childish. I'm moving forward, then I stop. Check the mileage. I'm not attractive, bleed them on. Don't know how I did. Can't make excuses, but I'm lost and haven't found it. Where do I go? Where do I run? I just don't know, so I smoke like a gun. My heart got a hole, I don't know how to have fun. Take a hold on my soul, the devil think that he won. It's starting to feel like I am
Nice.
falling again. Can't forget all the things that you have said my way. I just cannot seem to get these thoughts away.
Those cymbals in the chorus really sound great there. Really good rhythm on those drums. A slow burn to the ending.
Sit in my bed and was dead.
Notice how we take away all the vocal FX to make it raw, which is a really cool trick. Breathe Carolina does it sometimes, and I really enjoy it. What a great track. Better Off Dead by @SadBoi Official over here on the lab. You know, So many great things to say. So I won't get in the way. Let's just jump over to 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love about this track, other than the fact that the lyrics are here in full force, is the fact that we start slow and we get nice cadence throughout the entire song. Here's what I'm talking about.
It's 4:15 in the morning. Thinking about the times that we had, it's kind of boring. The conversations would be dry, not gonna lie, it had me snoring. But the thoughts inside my mind, yeah, it's raining, it's pouring.
So that cadence is really great, and it's brought on by what a lot of rappers will do, or at least what I've seen in a lot of studio projects that I've mixed on the lab for hip-hop artists, is they will sing a line and then have a second vocal track and do the follow-up to that line, which gives it this really bouncy feel to the vocal. So it's like the vocal starts just before the other one ends, and it's possible because of multiple vocal tracks. And because of that, you get this really nice bouncy cadence that gives us the perfect amount of sad, but at the same time is bouncy, which is a great SadBoi emo style. It's like I am sad, but I'm also super bouncy and artistic, and I completely dig it.
We never was official, so I guess I'm kinda glad. Cause I know deep down, the future's looking kinda down. And you know deep down, I'm just way better than you.
And of course, we have the build into the chorus with the ambient filtered vocal. Let's take a listen one more time.
Way better than you. It's starting to feel like I am falling again. Can't forgive all the things that you have done my way.
Digging it. Just digging how the cadence doesn't get in the way of anything. This is not someone trying to be quick for the sake of speed. This is not someone trying to be lyrical for the sake of lyrical. This is truly poetry in motion. And that is the first thing I love. The second thing I love about this track is this really soaring chorus. We love the cadence in the verse because of the way that it really brings the poetry to life. We've got the multiple vocal take bounce that it gives us that keeps us moving along, but it also lends to that poetry in motion. So we get this poetry all the way through the verses, and they're really well written, by the way, but then we get to this soaring chorus, and this is one of my favorite things that a song can do. Da 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 bum bum bum. So we go from this really arpeggiated or syncopated, this really bump 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 bump, and then we go bum bump 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 bum boom, and it really gives your mind something to latch onto as, hey, no, this is the pinnacle of the emotion in the track, and in this case it's the chorus. So we get a poem, and then after our poem we get this really soaring chorus. And can you also hear how we've got a gap, or rather a space, between the lyrics, the lines, the phrases? I am starting to feel space, like I'm falling again. Space, cannot forgive. Space. Right? Whereas in the verse, we had no space because of that multiple vocal.
I'm not gonna lie, it had me snoring. But the thoughts inside
No space.
my mind, yeah, it's raining,
No
it's
space.
pouring. Why did we have to go outside?
No
We
space.
never was official, so I guess I'm kinda
No
glad,
space.
'cause I know deep down, the future's
But then we get to the
looking kinda
chorus.
down. And you starting to feel like I am falling again.
Space. 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 So the ambience of the chorus and the soaring feeling of the chorus gives us these implied spaces. And I know every time I said space, you heard a word, but what you're actually getting is an implied space that you feel that wasn't in the verse. So in the verse, we had no implied space. We had and then we get to the chorus and we have this implied space. Your mind latches onto it. It feels so different from the verse and yet so much more impactful, even though the verse is so well written and so poetic. This truly is all about the wordplay. I think that Jason Mraz would give this 2 thumbs up, right? And in a hip hop sort of zone. So those are the 2 things that I love. It's the poetry of the verse along with the cadence and how it overlaps to create this sense of movement. And then when we get to the chorus, we not only have a soaring chorus that gives us a differentiator from the verse, the poetry of the verse, but we also get these implied spaces that you can just feel when you listen to the music, even if you're not actually hearing them. You feel them. And music is a lot about what you can make people feel, not just about what you're saying. That is what it is. If there's one thing I want more of in this track, and this is a phenomenal track, so take it all with a grain of salt, I want more transitions. I hear all of these really excellent cadence changes and these really great pieces of wordplay, and this content is just phenomenal. But what I need here is I need something to build the energy on the track and tell me, hey, we're moving from the verse to the chorus. In the first chorus, we have the vocal at the end of the verse that gets super filtered in the background, and that sort of leads to a transition. So we do get that so much better, but I almost maybe want to filter the instrumental as well to kind of boom, starting to feel. And then when we go through the rest of the song where we're listening and building up again, you can hear that it's a rock groove. But this might be a good place to start swelling in. A rise and a hit. Those are the kinds of things we're looking for. Those are the kinds of instrumental elements that elevate us from awesome to phenomenal. This track is excellent and I very much enjoy it. But if there's one thing I want more of, it's transition elements or rises and hits to be specific, all of which you can find within BandLab sounds. So even if you find a pre-baked track, say on YouTube or on BandLab that you're forking, add an audio track to it, open up BandLab sounds right there in the studio, and you could find one-shots for cymbal swells or transition sounds. It's really great for that kind of thing, and that's just the one thing I want to see more of, and it's all at your fingertips on BandLab. So everyone should jump over to BandLab and check out SadBoi, Better Off Dead, at OfficialSadBoi, Depression, Chad, Depression Day, Dumbauer of Chad. 2.17 thousand followers, 572 plays, 49 likes, including one of our own. Go and follow him. And you know what? While you're at it, you should also follow DJ Tatious on BandLab, YouTube, and, wherever you choose to consume your social media. Thanks for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track with me, and we will see you next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope your Christmas was phenomenal. Welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent track to ring in our new year. We've got Sprites of the Midnight Moonlight by Oddball 2020. Ironically enough, Oddball's ringing in 2024 for us. So, Without further ado, let's head to the lab.
Got point up, keep up, got point up, keep up, got point up, keep up, got point up, keep up.
Excellent track. Over here on the lab, we've got Sprites of the Midnight Moonlight by @Oddball2020. That's ODD BALL2020 out of Merrimack, New Hampshire in the USA, repping 436 followers, 17 likes, and 17 plays. Great. People are pressing play. Love it. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Ooh. A short, spirited, fun tune based on a simple chord run. I love a good chord run. Includes flute, oboe, harp, piano, strings. Lyrics in the future, maybe? Dun, 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 dun. Very authoritative, like a march. I'm also watching one of these silent movies unfold. But I do hear the rolling chord. Is this in C? C major? Those violin plucks or those strings plucks to get everything started for us. Excellent. A reprieve. Woo! Bring the dynamics, son! So great. I like the creeping strings in the background. There we go. Oboe putting in some low end. Wow, what a great track, and what a great change of pace. Good way to ring in the new year with an instrumental to bring us all back into focus on what it means to create. This is really excellent, Oddball, because, well, quite frankly, I gotta stop. We gotta head to two things I love and one thing I want more of. The first thing I love in this track is the separation. I'm getting all of these instruments, and I'm hearing them well. Let's take a listen. You're getting that harp. You're getting the strings. You can hear the background. And I'm not sure if that's the flute or if we've pitched up the oboe. Oh, the oboe's playing our low end. So it sounds like our flute is giving us do, do, and our oboe is playing the octave down from that do, do. Such a great separation of the sounds. Everything is clearly hearable, clearly legible in an audio fashion. And I really dig that. That is a really great job of choosing sounds that complement each other. It helps that we understand an orchestra is full of complementary sounds. And strings, this may be controversial. It's not. It's a fact. It's not an opinion. It's an opinion. Strings make everything better. Especially if you're listening to pop music or hip-hop music, strings make everything better. There's not been one NF song where the strings came in hard that I wasn't like, oh, okay. Or one Ryan Tedder, One Republic, Justin Bieber I'm sure I'm dating myself back to 2016 with those names, but strings just make everything better. And there's a reason that we incorporate them into so many different genres. Classical gave us all of these great combinations that pop music, when it wanted to smooth its transients and become more of an ambience and less of an in-your-face progression, it really dug into strings. I love it. I love it. Love the separation. Let's head to the second thing. Second thing I love, look at this waveform. I mean, this thing is all over the place with dynamics. And it looks like, correct me if I'm wrong, Oddball, but it looks like you utilized BandLab's free mastering, unless you mastered it yourself, in which case, awesome sauce. But we're nice and loud, and yet not overbearing. And all of these dynamics are so great. Look, we start small here, but we don't ever have to wait too long for a new instrument. As you watch it, listen. Boom, and we're all in. Now let's check out this big cut in the middle. So good. Those dynamics, that's what makes a track that's what makes it repeatable, is this ability to listen over and over again and hear something fun every time you do it. And that's one of the benefits of rolling chords, right? Is the fact that they give you so much to latch onto while you're listening. And when you really dig in and you hear some of the things that layer, sometimes those notes match and they hit and they create these resonances that are really cool. And yet everything is so nicely separated here. So Oddball, love the separation of the instruments, really digging on the dynamics of the track. If there's one thing that I want more of in this track, more orchestral elements aside, the one thing I think I want more of is definitely going to be harmonies. Your strings, specifically for me, are ripe for harmonies, especially right after this drop. Let's just take this part for example, because you've got these really intense plucks that have tone. Okay, and after these 4 is a great opportunity to do dun 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 dun, to bring in a dueling viola or something that's going to play a couple of different harmony lines, so that we're not just getting dun 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 dun. And in fact, you could create much more epic tension by adding to those strings. It not only creates thickness, but it creates just this wave of sound, and all that sound is going to work together because you're going to create a harmony using the same instruments. So it's in essence a bigger, thicker, more epic sound. That's the one thing I want more of. Otherwise, this track is a joy to listen to. In fact, I don't have enough classical in here, so we're going to add this to iVibe. If you guys don't know, you can always go over to my page and check out the playlists over there. We've got BandLab plus Coffee seasons for you. Covers Keep Us Warm as cover tracks from all over the lab. Snippets of songs I haven't finished. If you like them, let me know. Maybe I will. Attempting Such Spectacular Feats are songs that I've jumped on with other people in collaboration. Forkable jams are things you can put your own spin on. I vibe are just things over the lab that I vibe with. They're not all going to be the same genre. They're going to be kind of random. But hey, I vibe, and that's what matters. DJ originals. So these are songs that I've written, whether it's the lyrics or all of it. And then BandLab contest tracks are contest tracks from around BandLab that have won their respective contests that I just kind of clicked with. So it's iVibe, but specifically for contest tracks. If you have a track that you think belongs in one of my playlists, go ahead and shoot me a message with a link to your track. I'm happy to not only listen to that, but to listen for consideration on BandLab plus Coffee moving into 2024. Everyone needs to head on over to BandLab and follow at Oddball 2020 out of Merrimack, New Hampshire. Sprites of the Midnight Moonlight. What a great track, especially if you're looking for something that is just great to listen to. Some music you gotta think about too much. This is just great to listen to. It's got a relaxing feel while having some epic tension within its own genre. Great job, Oddball. Everyone needs to jump over there and follow him. And you know what? While you're at it, go ahead and follow DJ Tatious on BandLab or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. Wherever you choose to consume your social media, we're there bringing you music, whether it's original stuff or snippets of other stuff that we have found around the lab that have just been a pleasure to listen to. With that being said, thank you so much for ringing in the new year with me, waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track, and we will see you next time.
Check, check, check. Dadgummit, I am wearing the same sweater I wore last week, but man, this is an excellent sweater. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up another excellent BandLab track. This time, we've got Boom! That's at vortex_music_man. So, without further ado, let's get some Raging Pulsar when we head to the left. Excellent track. Over here on the lab, it is Raging Pulsar by vortex_music_man. That's VORTEX_MUSIC_MAN out of Glasgow, United Kingdom, and repping 679 followers, following 95 people. The track itself, Raging Pulsar, has 315 plays currently with 73 likes, including one of our own. So, let's get to it. Oh, we're just going to start off going. Video game vibes. Let's do our video game run. That's what I want to do. I just want to run through the whole thing. Oh, all the best Sonic vibes. Ooh, that was great. This is a solid chorus. Show me your power. Transition. Hadouken. Finish him. KO. I just hear that Sonic noise. Love it. Bringing in the xylophone. Listen to that go. What are we going to get here at this dip? Ooh. Oh, that would have been a perfect place for like the noise when you hit something in Sonic. Sega. vibes. Feel it just build and the energy is just high, but it's never boring. What a great ending. Let it fade out, but also the I guess the kick drum, doom doom, was awesome. What a great track, Boom. Raging Pulsar is phenomenal. In fact, oh, it's forkable. Come on, y'all. I'd love to see some forks of this. But in the meantime, I definitely need to add it to my iVibe playlist because I was feeling that. And man, that is the definition of a vibe right there. The video game vibes are strong with this one. So let's jump into two things I love and one thing I want more of. The first thing I love about this track is that first chorus. Not only do we start with a ton of energy, but I'll be honest, I was a little worried because we started with so much energy, I wasn't quite sure where we were going to go. But man, when we get to that chorus, builds up. Do 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 do. It's just so happy and vibrant and full of life and sunshine and vibes, man. Full of vibes, man. Okay, and that counter melody right there, do 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 do. Let's listen to it again. That chiptune style is just awesome. Way to go. Dig this chorus, dig this vibe, dig the vibrancy and how everything comes together. And nothing gets lost. I'm hearing everything very clearly. We have a full soundscape. It's not muddy. Let's get to the second thing I love. The second thing I love about this track is not only is it full and vibrant, but the bass never takes over. In a lot of electronic tracks, you have this issue or this concern where it's either incredibly harsh because of all the stabs we get from the synths, or incredibly muddy because the bass takes over. We have too much boom, 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 and you see the line flatten out, and it's like we've applied a limiter and cut so many decibels on it that everything is just egregiously overdriven, and it's no longer clean and clear. This is clean and clear. I mean, it might as well be what's clean and clear? Oxy pads? I don't know. Anyway, there's no acne on this song. Okay, it's clean and clear, spot free, all those things that mean clean and clear. I very much enjoyed this. Listen to the low end in relation to the rest of the track. And you can hear in the background. So you have almost like the synths are octave down. So rather than using some kind of bass that we would all recognize as a bass, we have some more octave down synths that are kind of taking up that low end space there. And then every once in a while we get these really fun kicks that are super low. Doom, 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 or boom, boom. And they're kind of scattered throughout the track. Both really fantastic. And so I love the way that the track is clean, clear. The low end does not take over, and the chorus itself is just shimmery, vibrant, great melodies. Those are the two things I love. Now, there's one thing I want more of in this track. It's in relation to this guy right here. We break it down. And I really, really like that we have that arpeggiating synth melody kind of throughout the track. But in this breakdown, I think I wanted less. I wanted you to get really uncomfortable with how much we took from the listener, so that the end, when you brought it all back in, was just extraordinary and an explosion of sound. So right here we have that melody, and it's fluttery and it's really cool. But when we get to this part, what if we changed it to something with maybe some, I don't know, tremolo, or what if we put some pumping or some cuts on it? So rather than do-do-do-do-do-do, it was do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Something that was choppy, you know, that where our melody line wasn't carrying us all the way through the song, and we really lean into this dynamic shift right in the middle of the track. I think that's what I want. If there was going to be anything else, it would just be something to take up more of the low mid section. I think you have a great low end. It's not overpowering, but I believe that in this space here, we could introduce a low mid, something that we could carry through the rhythm, through the rest of the song, along with that chopped up melody to give us more of an in your face, this is different, get over it, it's electronic music, I'm gonna do my thing. Almost as if it were a vibrant and happy breakdown in a Skrillex song. So instead of like in that dubstep, you get this happy, choppy, synthy, vibrant doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. So that would genuinely be what I would focus on the track. I think that this track is phenomenal, and everyone should jump on over and not only check out Raging Pulsar, go ahead and give Boom a follow at vortex_music_man. And you know what? While you're at it, why not follow DJ Tatious on BandLab, YouTube, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. In the meantime, thanks so much for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent track with me, and we will see you next time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up another excellent BandLab track. Today, we've got Flatline from Full Metal Yandere? 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 You know, we're just going to let it ride with Full Metal Yandere, and they can correct us later. So, without further ado, to the lab!
It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent BandLab track.
Over here on the lab, we've got Flatline by Z. Period. At Full Metal Yandere. At FULLMETALYANDERE _ out of Seattle, Washington, reppin' 472 followers. I don't see lyrics here, but I do see that this song is for me. See what I did there? And that we want it to get trending. So, with 62 plays currently, 14 likes, soon to be one of our own, I'm sure. Let's take a listen. So it sounds like we're sampling a Paramore beat. Is it Decode? I hear you in there, Z. Never again.
Girl, I don't hope you leave my side again. Be my ride or die, 'cause that's where it's gonna end.
Be my ride or die. Appreciate everything you do. Not much to say about the beat. I mean, the beat is solid. It's a Paramore sample with some sounds like electric behind it. But I'm really digging this auto-tune approach.
flatline when I'm around you. Nice. What a great vibe. Flatline from Z with that Paramore Decode sample and then his song over it that really and truly seems to be about just finding that person that you are all in for. It doesn't matter if you look bullish. It doesn't matter how you're treated. You are just all in. And that is a really interesting concept because we see that a lot in music, this idea of whether it's healthy or not, a relationship where it doesn't matter what's going on with the other party, you're kind of all in. And what's interesting about that is then we get this idea of relationships, this romanticized ride or die idea of relationships where it's like, you know, I don't care what you do. I'll love you endlessly forever. And it really kind of plays into feelings over facts when it comes to this kind of stuff, which is what music is all about, right? Feeling. So I really enjoy the vibe that we're going for in the track, and I really enjoyed the ambience of it. So the track itself, a sample, solid track, but the lyrics and the way that Z has put this together is a really vibey song. So let's go ahead and get to two things I love and one thing I want more of. Now, the first thing I love about this song is kind of how we mellow through the whole thing. If you take a listen, I didn't talk very much during the song because I was just kind of vibing. You take a listen, we start out with a beat, and then as Z comes in, we get a little bit of him right here. Really great auto-tune, really great tone, and the way that it sits in the mix makes it more of an ambience and less of an upfront track that we should be not so much paying attention to, but that we should be focusing on. It kind of lets the beat do some of that focus work while we just get to kind of vibe on the idea. So if we keep listening, it never kind of comes out of that background vibe. So for the entire song, that's where we live. We live in this sort of verby, delay-heavy background of this really great decode sample. And I think it's a great idea. If you have an idea or a vibe that you're going for and you can lock it in, but it maybe comes across more as an ambience than it does as a verse, I'm totally cool with that. And I'm not even sure if that makes sense when I say it. But when you hear it, you kind of understand, oh, in a song, I should listen to this as a verse. Like, for instance, Eminem, his verses don't sit ambient in the background of his tracks. It's up front. You need to listen to what he's saying. He is the focus. Z here has decided that while he has something to say, he doesn't need to be the focus. He needs the vibe to be the focus. So the vocal is pulled back further, which allows the beat to come forward more, and they kind of meld together in that way. That's the first thing I love, is that this is a vibe, first and foremost. The second thing I love is how we interject little pieces of classic, I guess now classic, but of really recognizable hip-hop elements that are modern. So we have old school hip hop, and then we have a 90s style of hip hop, and then that changed drastically in the 2000s. And then we went lyrical for a while. And by lyrical, I don't necessarily mean that old school boom bap or that 90s style, but I mean lyrical in a sense that everyone was really focused in on what they were saying. And then we moved from lyrical into that battle between lyrical and mumble rapping. But we then kind of moved from mumble rapping into this alternative hip hop. It was sort of mumble rapping, but in reality, I would call it more vibe hip hop. And that's what this is. It takes all the best elements of autotune, the T-Pain style, and it combines them with all the best elements of ambient style. So that's where you get some of these really great ambient tracks that kind of mesh together. But in that style, you need a way to differentiate parts and create some dynamics. Z's done that a little bit here. If we listen, you'll hear his normal cadence and his normal rhythm, but then he's going to throw in some filters to keep it fresh, and he's going to change up the wording to draw things out or maybe not draw them out so much. That is where he's doing his dynamic shifts, and that's one of the things I love. Lots of words, filters. Bringing that delay way forward. Bring it back up. And fewer words. So, girl, what do you wanna do? So we have wordy parts, we have filtered parts, we have delay heavy or really wet vocal parts, and then we have those parts where the words are drawn out for ambience. That is the second thing I love. If there's one thing I want more of, I think I just want a little bit more separation between the elements in the track. That can be really hard. For instance, if this is a baked in track with this decode sample, it can be tough to make your vocal sit. I did a video about this recently where you can take your 2-track on BandLab and you can kind of carve out space for your vocal. You should go check that out if you haven't seen it. In fact, I may just add it to the end of this video. But I think that's the one thing that I'd really want to see here is I'd want to see more separation between the elements in the track. Is it a vibe? Yes. Is it ambient? Yes. Does that mean that we have to lose it all to the wash? No. We can definitely still separate everything and keep it vibey and keep it ambient. Other than that, excellent track. Flatline by Z. The Full Metal Yandere _ up in Seattle, Washington. Stay warm. It is cold for y'all this week. And everyone should jump on over to BandLab and follow them. Give them our like there. You know what? And while you're over there, don't forget, you should also follow DJ Tatious on YouTube, BandLab, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. In the meantime, thanks for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track with me, grabbing your coffee, heading to the lab, and we will see you next time.
Let the music unlock your heart. It's time to collaborate. You're part of the family.
It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent BandLab track.
I'm gonna spread love.